Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel where we dive deep into all things soap operas, especially the drama-packed world of the bold and the beautiful. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any of our spoiler breakdowns, recaps, and wild predictions. Today, we're talking about some seriously sizzling developments on B&B that's got the fandom buzzing. The show is heating up with love triangles, scheming alliances, and those classic twists that keep us glued to our screens. Specifically, we're zeroing in on the latest spoilers, suggesting that R.J. Forrester, brought to life by the charming Brian Nicoletti, and the enigmatic newcomer Dylan, played by the captivating Sydney Bullock, could be joining forces to disrupt the budding romance between Will Spencer, Crew Morrow, and Electra Forrester, Linnea Grace. Is this the birth of the next iconic scheming duo on CBS's daytime powerhouse? Buckle up, because we're about to unpack this potential storyline in epic detail, speculate on every angle, and explore why it could deliver some explosive fireworks. Let's jump right in. First things first, let's set the stage by reminding ourselves who these key players are and how they've evolved on The Bold and the Beautiful. R.J. Forrester is no stranger to the Forrester family legacy. As the son of Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, and Ridge Forrester, Thorsten Kaye, R.J. has grown up amidst the glitz and glamour of Forrester Creations, the iconic fashion house that's been the backdrop for countless romances and rivalries. Played by Brian Nicoletti, R.J. brings a fresh, youthful energy to the show. He's creative, handsome, and has that undeniable Forrester charm that makes him irresistible. Remember when R.J. first returned to Los Angeles? It was a big deal. He had been away, pursuing his own path, but his comeback injected new life into the younger generation storylines. We've seen him navigate family dynamics, from his complicated relationship with his parents' on-again, off-again romance, to his own budding interests in design. But lately, R.J.'s heart has been captured by Electra Forrester, and that's where the drama really kicks off. Electra Forrester, portrayed by the talented Linnea Grace, is a character who's captured hearts with her sweet, yet insecure personality. She's not a blood relative to R.J., which was a huge relief for fans after that initial family tree mix-up. No forbidden romance there, thank goodness. Electra's journey on B&B has been one of self-discovery, especially as she's entangled in a relationship with Will Spencer. She's kind-hearted, but her insecurities often bubble up, especially when threats to her happiness appear. Right now, she's deeply involved with Will, and their romance seems solid on the surface, but as any soap fan knows, that's usually the calm before the storm. Will Spencer, son of the notorious Bill Spencer, Don Diamond, is played by Crew Morrow and brings that signature Spencer edge, confident, a tad rebellious, and always ready to stir the pot. Will's got layers, though. We've seen vulnerable moments where he opens up, showing he's more than just a troublemaker. Now, enter Dylan, the mysterious art teacher who's shaken things up since her arrival. Sydney Bullock's portrayal adds a flirty, artistic flair to the character, making her instantly intriguing. Dylan's been staying at Will's beach house as a guest, and let's just say sparks have been flying. She's got her eyes on Will, but not without major obstacles. Electra's jealousy has been ramping up, especially over innocent or not-so-innocent moments like Dylan and Will babysitting or just hanging out alone. And then there's Ivy Forrester, played by Ashley Brewer, who's been playing the role of the ultimate morality enforcer. Ivy's been spying, issuing ultimatums, and even offering cash to skip town. This tension has been building for weeks, creating a powder keg ready to explode. The real excitement starts in the week of February 2nd through 6th, 2026, with spoilers indicating the initial meeting between R.J. and Dylan happens early on, perhaps around February 2nd or 3rd. Imagine Dylan striding into Forrester Creations. Maybe she's there scouting a job in the art department, or perhaps she's just dropping by to cause a stir. Either way, she literally bumps into RJ in a classic soap opera meet-cute. Drinks spill, apologies are exchanged, and suddenly their eyes lock in that telltale way that screams, plot twist incoming. RJ introduces himself as Steffi's brother, and the previews tease an instant connection, intrigued glances, maybe even a hint of smitten energy. This isn't some throwaway encounter. It's clearly designed as the foundation for something much bigger. So, what kind of relationship will blossom between RJ and Dylan? Will it be all fireworks and romance, with them pairing off and leaving Will and Electra to sort out their own mess? Or could it lean towards a more sinister platonic alliance driven by mutual grudges and a dash of mischief? Based on the spoilers and the show's history of delicious schemes, it feels like the latter is more likely. There's strong hints that they could emerge as scheming partners with one goal in mind: dismantling the Will-Electra romance. Let's dig into why this makes so much sense. Consider RJ's motivations first. From the moment he laid eyes on Electra, he was smitten, head over heels, butterflies in the stomach kind of crush. That didn't disappear just because she's now with Will. In fact, with spoilers pointing to RJ and Will becoming rivals in the coming months, perhaps over design projects at Forrester or family loyalties, RJ has every incentive to sabotage their happiness. He's got that romantic heart, but underneath it, there's a Forrester fire that could turn protective or possessive. RJ might see Will as unworthy of Electra, especially if he views Will's Spencer heritage as too volatile. Add in RJ's recent return and his desire to prove himself, and teaming up with someone like Dylan could be his way of taking control. On the other side, Dylan's got her own axe to grind. Her connection with Will runs deep. We've seen those emotional scenes where Will opens up, even shedding real tears in vulnerable moments. That's not something the show invests in lightly. It's building towards payoff. Dylan's flirty nature and artistic soul seem to mesh perfectly with Will's rebellious streak, but Electra's jealousy and Ivy's relentless interference have backed her into a corner. Ivy's cash offer and spying antics have only fueled Dylan's determination. She's not the type to back down easily, and if she's feeling cornered, aligning with RJ could be her ticket to turning the tables. Picture this. RJ and Dylan sit down for a chat after their bump-in, maybe over coffee at Il Giardino or in a quiet corner of Forrester Creations. RJ vents about his unrequited feelings for Electra, how she's blinded by Will's charm. Dylan shares her frustrations with Ivy's threats and Electra's jealousy, perhaps recounting those tense moments where Electra confronted her about time spent with Will. Suddenly, the light bulb goes off. They have a shared enemy in the Will-Electra pairing. Why not team up? It's the stuff of soap opera gold, reminiscent of classic duos like Quinn and Shauna, or even earlier schemes involving Brooke and Taylor. One of the juiciest speculations is that they could fake a romance to throw everyone off. Think about it. RJ and Dylan pretend to date, parodying their relationship in front of Electra, Ivy, and the whole Forrester-Spencer clan. For Dylan, it's the perfect cover. She can wave her new boyfriend in Electra's face, proving she's over Will and no longer a threat. Electra might finally ease up on her jealousy, thinking the competition is gone. Ivy could back off her crusade, satisfied that Dylan's moved on. Meanwhile, RJ gets to play the hero, perhaps using the fake romance as a way to get closer to Electra and plant seeds of doubt about Will. But behind closed doors, the real scheming begins. RJ and Dylan could brainstorm ways to create cracks in Will and Electra's bond. Maybe RJ subtly reminds Electra of their shared Forrester roots, how he's more attuned to her passions for design and family. Dylan could accidentally let slip stories that highlight her compatibility with Will, their shared emotional depth, the way he confides in Dylan. They might stage misunderstandings, like leaving misleading messages or orchestrating coincidental encounters that fuel jealousy, all while framing their actions as helping, convincing themselves that Will and Electra aren't truly meant to be, and that RJ with Electra and Dylan with Will would be the better matches. Of course, no soap scheme is complete with complications. What if the fake dating sparks real feelings between RJ and Dylan? We've seen it before on B&B, pretend romances turning genuine, like with Liam and Steffi in the early days. RJ's charm and Dylan's artistry could create an unexpected chemistry, leaving them torn between their original goals and this new attraction. Or perhaps the plan succeeds too well. Will and Electra start arguing, doubts creep in, and they break up. Then what? Does RJ pursue Electra, or has the scheming revealed flaws in his crush? Does Dylan go for Will, or does Ivy's meddling escalate into something more dangerous? This potential storyline aligns perfectly with The Bold and the Beautiful's DNA, young adult drama intertwined with family rivalries and high-stakes romance. The show has a rich history of scheming duos, from Bill and Justin's business plots to Sheila's endless manipulations. But RJ and Dylan feel fresh. RJ's insider Forrester status contrasts with Dylan's outsider vibe, and her mysterious background, fans are still buzzing about possible connections to old families like the Maroons or hidden secrets, adds intrigue. Plus, the growing RJ-Will rivalry could spill over into Forrester creations, affecting lines like Hope for the Future or even Ridge's designs. Let's not overlook the emotional layers. Will's vulnerability with Dylan was a standout moment. Real tears, genuine connection. The show has built that slowly, so any sabotage would need to honor it.